Oh, hello guys. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Abhinav Kumar and you're watching Thrown in the Deep. In this video, I am going to cover 5 more tips for how to study better for PLAB 1. And if you've not watched my previous video, the link will be up there as well as down below. So you've been working really hard for the exam. I know it takes a lot of effort and time management to be able to prepare for an exam that could possibly change your life forever and ever. And the stress is mounting. So in this video, I will try to give you 5 more tips that you can implement in your preparation strategy so that you will not have to take the exam again. That's the key. You need to get it right in the first go. Believe in yourself. First tip that I would like to give you is you are not alone in your preparation, and there are plenty of people outside that you could ask help to. Where would you go looking for something like that? Facebook. There are big groups with almost 2 lakh or even more subscribers where you can discuss everything about your PLAB preparation strategy, about IELTS preparation strategy, and about working in the UK as well. So find the right group for you and just join in. You will see lots of questions being answered by lots of people who have prior experience. Lots of WhatsApp groups and study groups being formed to help prepare together. Lots of opinions about which resource is better than the other. And like I mentioned in my first video, you find one resource and you stick to it. And if you'd like to watch that one, the link will be up above. Facebook groups are a really big boon to your preparation. You don't even need to have your original name, because what I have noticed is quite a few of us don't even have a Facebook account anymore. You might be worried that if you join into Facebook, you will need to give away all your privacy and join in with all your friends and everything. There's no need to do any of that. You can come up with a fake name like, I don't know, Paracetamol or PLAB Aspirer and things like that. So you can join in the Facebook group and ask any question that you like, and with time, once you gain experience, you can answer some of the questions yourself. Also, a quick mention of Telegram groups. Telegram also has a couple of groups which specialize in PLAB, and you can join there as well. The community is quite big over at Telegram as well. And Telegram, unlike WhatsApp, has a much larger audience, so up to 2 lakh members can be in one particular group. So you have a big company to seek help from. But Facebook groups are the number one option. So tip 2, tiptoe. So what I would like to mention in this is we will not be almost always as competent in our exam preparation as some of our other fellow candidates. So you might come across questions on Facebook groups or even in person asking, how many months do I need to prepare for PLAB 1? Now this is a very abstract question and with no definitive answer. I have had expert friends tell that all they needed was a month to prepare. I've had people tell me same for IELTS, that they prepared for 3 days and they passed. Well, I took a month to prepare. And so all sorts of answers that vary from person to person. I took 3 months to prepare. And that's what I had read everywhere on Facebook and been told in person. The 3 months seems to be a good enough mark. But looking back, I wish I had taken 4 months to prepare. I think there's always this thing, hindsight is 20/20. You wish you had a little more time. But I feel that given my pace of studying, 4 months would have been a good number of months to prepare adequately for the exam. If somebody has told you to take 3 months to prepare for the exam, it's more than enough, and you can do it with even while you're working, then I would say add another month to it. It doesn't hurt to start preparing a little earlier. Tip number 3, and this is kind of a hot take. I would like you to start your own Wikipedia. What is that? So before I explain what I mean by this, I would like to let you know that the rewards are unending. There is no end to how much benefit you can derive from it. What does it mean to implement your own personal Wikipedia? What I'm trying to say is you can have your own notes in a digitized manner. It's impractical to have them in a notebook anymore because you can keep flipping through back and forth and not find the content when you need it. But if you start your preparation right from the start by typing up whatever you study onto a note-taking software, like we've got OneNote, we've got Notion, we've got Anki, and a variety of other tools are also out there like Obsidian and Roam Research. But let's stick to the main 3. So with the help of these software, note-taking has never been more easy. And note linking has never been easier either. So note linking is a concept where you can take notes on a particular topic, but if you think that there is something you would like to go into detail into further, you can put link for a particular topic in a new note. So what this will help with is, let's say we are talking anaphylaxis, and then there is a word, you mention adrenaline, but you don't want to go into in-depth of adrenaline right there because it kind of distracts you from the focus of anaphylaxis. What you can do is you can link that adrenaline to a new note where you talk purely about adrenaline and how it influences all the adrenergic receptors and so on and so forth. What are the other advantages of this method? Yes. So you are not in school anymore. You are now a proper doctor. So this is what we are going to do for the rest of our lives. So whatever notes we take now, we can always come back to it and refer to it at any point in our life, and we'll find the information right in front of us. Whereas notebooks tend to get lost. If they are kept elsewhere, you will not have them with you when you need them. That seems to happen always. You might not be able to find them in the right time. So when you have a digital note, like let's say in Microsoft OneNote or even in Notion, you can carry the app in your phone, and whenever you want to go through your notes that you took 10 years ago, 2 years ago, or even when you're preparing for PLAB 2, you can look back on notes that you took in PLAB 1, or even when you're preparing for the interview, you can look back on notes that you accumulated during PLAB 1 and PLAB 2. So it's always beneficial to have these notes at your fingertips, and what better time to start collecting them than now when you're preparing for PLAB 1. Another bonus thing with this is when you are taking these notes and when you are trying to revise them, what will tend to happen is we normally flip back and forth in our notes to find the most relevant content that we have a doubt about. But if it's in a notebook, we won't know which page number we noted it down on. But with the help of links that you have put into your notes, you can quickly go back and read another topic instantly the moment you feel like, I have read this note on anaphylaxis, but I remember one particular thing about adrenaline. Let's go have a read up of that as well. So that back and forth is much easier to do when you take notes. And this will save you a lot of time while preparing for your PLAB 1 exam. And you can get back to solving more number of questions in a day. Tip number 4. This is about the comment section of your favorite MCQ bank. What I found useful in my preparation was that when I was going through an MCQ, after I attempted it, I would go and read through the comment section. There are countless helpful comments in the comment section, and with the help of upvoting and downvoting, I could easily find out which comments were the correct ones and which comments were kind of garbage. So I would read through all the highly upvoted comments in the comment section with regard to the MCQ, and that really helped me build a more conversational and more deep-seated knowledge of a particular topic rather than what the MCQ just asked me and I came up with the answer. So there were mnemonics which are kind of hyper-localized to some countries, and people have shared those. And then there are a couple of more points which the actual explanation of the MCQ did not put up, and which were mentioned in the comments again. Useful. So what tends to happen when I do this method is that when I am actually sitting in front of the exam paper, I will not only recall the MCQ, but I'll also recall the comments and how I deep dived into them while preparing the MCQ. And now it feels like second nature to me. Rather than trying to actively recall what I wrote memorized. It feels like I had a proper discussion about the particular topic. And so I felt like it wasn't something which I had really memorized it hard just for the sake of the exam, but something which I knew because, well, I'm a doctor. I have been studying the same thing over and over again. Doesn't seem to happen always with some of the advanced topics. So going through the MCQ as well as the comments was really a blessing for me. Tip number 5, and that's my final tip before the upcoming bonus tip, so you stay around. And this is a kind of a hot take once again, but it seems to be working the rounds in the PLAB community. It's PLAB keys. Yes, we don't only have PLAB keys, we also have a couple of other websites which tend to distill the notes for different topics, and you can prepare from them. So PLAB keys has a very informal design. There are a couple of other websites where the notes are quite formally arranged. So that's helpful as well. What tends to happen before jumping into an MCQ right away is that you are taken aback every now and then because you are unfamiliar with what the MCQ is going to bring up. But if you go through the notes from something like PLAB keys before you jump into the MCQs, you will have a comprehensive knowledge of the entire chapter with regard to whatever can be asked now in the MCQ format. That is also highly time efficient, and you'll manage to go through the material much quicker if you've put in the time to go through the notes before jumping into the MCQs. And that's it. We've reached the end. But wait for it. The bonus tip. So in my bonus tip, I would like to mention one unique technique which helped me. It was keeping a routine. Doesn't sound very unique, but come to think of it, it was done in Microsoft Excel. What I did was, I wrote down the number of questions that were there in each topic. Let's say in anatomy there were 70 questions, in surgery there are like 50 questions, and things like that. So I made a list of the entire number of question banks in different modules and what's the module's name. So I made a list, and then I got the total number of questions that are there in that Q bank, and then I calculated the number of days I have remaining for the exam. I equally distributed my number of days remaining between the number of MCQs remaining. So let's say I have completed anatomy, and after I'm done with anatomy, I have a certain number of days remaining and a certain number of MCQs remaining as well. So how many days do I now need to give to each and every subject so that I can still finish by my deadline? Do you get it? So let's say I have 100 questions to be done in 5 days, which means 20 questions a day. That is what my Excel sheet will plot right off the bat. Then let's say I take instead of 20 questions, I only managed to do 10 questions in the first day. Now I have 4 days remaining and 90 questions to go. So my Excel sheet would automatically rearrange data to break down how many questions I need to attempt now to reach my final target to still meet my deadline. So kind of innovative. I will link it down below, and you can have a look at it for yourself and give it a try. And I hope that can be useful to you as well while you're planning out your preparation strategy. And I wish you all the best, guys. That was it. I hope you do really well in your PLAB 1 exam, and can't wait to be your colleague here in the UK in some department or the other. So all the best. And if you liked this video, there's a couple other videos that you can watch here, or you can subscribe to me right here. If you'd like to give me a feedback about how I did in this video, any other topics you would like to be discussed, then please drop a comment in the comment section below, and I will try to make a video on that topic as well. And thank you for watching my channel. My name is Dr. Abhinav Kumar, and you're watching Thrown in the D. Take care. See you in that video.